What up, y'all? It's your guy Dawson from D&D TV. Thank you for rating, commenting, and subscribing. Everybody who's donated, those of you all who will, you know I appreciate it. All that information is in the description box below. Also, go over to my other YouTube channel, Dawson Speaks TV. Make sure you subscribe over there. Now, let's get into this topic. All right, you all. Now, many people have been hitting me up, and I thank all my subscribers. Y'all keep me on point. Thank you all for saying, Dawson, there's an update on this case. We know who the pastor is. And, of course, they're talking about the video I did, and some other vloggers did it too, on the pastor who had an incident on the Delta flight with this young lady here, Alicia Beverly, who was in Las Vegas. She was leaving Las Vegas, going back home to Detroit with her sister when an incident took place on the plane involving the pastor. Now, when we did the video, they did not release the pastor's name. However, Alicia's face was blasted all over the news, and many of you got in the comment sections on my video and other people's video, and you wanted to know, who is the pastor? Why won't they release his name? Why won't they show his face? If it was a black pastor, he would have you all went off. And that's why I love YouTube, because when the people speak, they listen. And what happened was the news organizations, they did their own investigation, and they found out that the pastor was none other than Pastor Daniel Chalmers, who is the pastor of Love Wins Ministry. Now, Pastor Chalmers did go ahead and release a statement saying, and I'm paraphrasing, that he is sorry to the passengers who were aboard that plane, as well as to the young lady, Alicia Beverly. But you all know that's not the end of the story. A couple days ago, Alicia Beverly, along with her attorneys, have filed a $2 million lawsuit. Now, I'm going to let you all watch this video, and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary. And you all know me, I'm Dawson, and I won't hold back.
This is the document with all the details. We're learning not only was that pastor under the influence of a sleep aid, he also blew a .17 after being detained following that flight. Now he could face charges. This is the official charging document obtained by Fox 2, laying out the bizarre behavior of a pastor on board a Delta flight earlier this month, where he urinated all over a female passenger. Now that it's public record, the pastor is Daniel Chalmers, a successful religious leader in Raleigh, North Carolina. Here's an excerpt of his teachings for purchase, claiming he healed a blind man.
I started praying, and I started putting my fingers up, and he was healed.
Chalmers was on board the red eye from Las Vegas to Detroit when he allegedly walked to the back of the plane and urinated on a Detroit woman, Alicia Beverly.
It started to get warm on this side of me.
Ironically, there was an off-duty Detroit Metro Airport officer on board who intervened right away.
I jumped up, and I seen his private area out, so I screamed, and that woke everybody on the plane up. By the time I actually looked at him and I see him shaking himself off, I'm like, this man just peed on me.
When the plane landed in Detroit, Chalmers was detained and given a breathalyzer showing a blood alcohol content of .17. He claimed he only had 2 drinks before boarding and an Ambien. He apparently doesn't recall urinating on anyone. Alicia says she's traumatized.
I left work yesterday because I couldn't stay, but I had to tell him why I needed to leave, because it was a lot. Like, my anxiety was really bad. I literally, since then, I probably only got maybe like 4 hours of sleep.
Chalmers released a statement. It says in part, "I want to sincerely apologize for my actions on this overnight flight. I took an Ambien for the first time to sleep well on my flight and had a terrible reaction. I am so sorry how this affected everyone on this flight, and especially one lady passenger in particular." Chalmers was ticketed for simple assault. That's basically a court summons to appear in court back in Detroit. That date has not yet been set. Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
Thanks, Jessica Dupnap. I'll take it from here. Now, you all saw the news clip where the pastor said how he healed a blind man. He laid his hands on him, and he looked up, and the man was healed. And my thing is, pastor, it's like all this healing and stuff, and you're taking medication for insomnia, and plus you're drinking at the same time. Why couldn't you heal yourself from insomnia? I mean, I know people, Dawson, here you go. Yeah, that's why you tune in, because I'm going to go there. Why couldn't you heal yourself right then? Why are you taking all of this stuff while you're riding a plane? Now, on the last video I did, many of you said, Dawson, well, you don't know, I was on this and I was on that. Let me tell you something. I work with people who have mental health issues, and I also have clients who've been on, temazepam, Ambien, and I know the effects of, and please don't try me like that. I know the effects of Ambien, but I know no one I know is getting on no plane taking that stuff. Because if you know the effects of that, you're putting everybody at risk. So it was your fault, Pastor, for getting on the plane, not only taking that, but also drinking. And then from the news report and from what's documented with the police, he had a high blood alcohol level. So it was his fault. Now, as I look over this entire story now that we have Pastor Daniel Chalmers' name and everything else involved, it's interesting because I think that Pastor Chalmers probably thought that this story would not go anywhere until he saw Alicia Beverly on the news, and then that story started circulating and other news outlets started to pick this story up because Pastor Daniel Chalmers, he went back to life as normal after the incident on the flight. He went back and started preaching, and he also was part of a religious organization, and they were upset once they found out the information. That organization was Catch the Fire in Raleigh, North Carolina. They were upset when they found out that it was Pastor Chalmers because they asked him, they said, why didn't you come to us and tell us about this? And of course, like I said, the pastor thought it would go away. And the church members there, the lead pastors there, they said that Pastor Chalmers, he expressed grief and horror over the incident. However, he resigned. I believe he was asked to resign. And they went on to say on their website, we are saddened to hear the news yesterday involving one of our non-pastor employees in a disorderly conduct incident earlier this month. The church posted on their Facebook website, we take these matters very seriously. This behavior is not a reflection of Catch the Fire, our leadership, and its members. Wow. Now, I know some of you are probably saying, come on, Dawson, get a pastor a break. Give him a break. Give him a break, D. And trust me, I'm giving the pastor a break. He apologized. But I just hope the next time the pastor gets on a plane that somebody escorts him when he needs to take a bathroom break so this incident will not happen again. Now, as for Alicia Beverly, as I said in the beginning, her attorney has already filed a lawsuit, and he released a statement a couple days ago, and it reads, it is difficult to believe that the church would hire a pastor who boarded a plane drunk and has this lawyer is being messy, and has the proclivity to urinate on passengers. This lawyer finna get him, boy. Considering the times we're living in, nothing surprises me anymore, and that was a statement from Alicia Beverly's lawyer. All right, y'all. Now, I am off of this topic. In my opinion, the pastor should not have taken the medication while he was on the plane or before he boarded the plane. And definitely he should not have had, those drinks while taking the medication. In my opinion, the pastor had a little too much fun over in Sin City. He was having fun out in Vegas and things, he probably would have got away with whatever he got away with over in Vegas. But when he got on the plane, everything just went downhill. And now we all know his name. Now, do you think that Alicia should go ahead with this lawsuit, or do you think she should do the good Christian moral thing and just forgive the pastor and drop the lawsuit and let bygones be bygones? Because one day we're all going to go to Wakanda and fly away. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Go ahead, get in the comment section. Peace.